Hey everyone, and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4 with a new series on the channel. It's actually really strange for me to talk English right now, to record, because for the last month or so I've been away various places, and I didn't record anything. All the videos you saw were pre-recorded, and so yeah, it takes a bit of time to get back into it, but I am excited to introduce you to this mod called the Third Odyssey. This mod has been suggested to me many times and a long while ago, and I didn't quite refuse to play it. I just felt like, I had too much Byzantium on the channel, but that can't be too much Byzantium. There's no such thing as too much Byzantium. So there we are. It's obviously a mod focused on Byzantium, but it's an interesting twist. And I think I'm just gonna read out the bottom text right here. Experience an alternate history where the Emperor of Byzantium ponders the state of the realm. Gradually, his appreciation for the works written about the fall of Troy and the adventures of its heroes increases, and inspires him to consider a bold move. Odysseus in Homer's Odyssey faced hardships on his way back home. Aeneas in Virgil's Aeneid was forced to flee the city and was led by Jupiter and Venus to found the city of Lavinium after a great odyssey of his own. This city would later be known as the city from which Romulus and Remus' mother originated. Now it is time for the Byzantines to embark on the Third Odyssey. Will you lead the faltering Greeks to a new world? And basically, this is starting in 1444, just like we know the world. I think the mod changes a few things. I mean, it's been a while since I played EU4. I think Perils is new, but this could also be in the base game. No, it does certainly change. No, this has been like this for a while. Okay, but I think Perils is new. Don't remember having them. But other than that, the rest seems pretty normal. And of course, the Ottomans are ever so interested in taking over Constantinople. And now, instead of fighting them, we will try and move to the New World. This mod is heavily event-driven, and so I don't really want to, lose too many words, because, yeah, I'm just going to read out the various events anyways. So I guess we can just hop in, but before we do that, I want to change some of the options here. Since we are going to play an alternate history type of thing, I mean, it's always alternate history, but this one is, particularly alternative. We are going to change the historical nations, or the lucky nations, to random, so that we're going to come to a completely different Europe, maybe. And we're also going to change the difficulty to very hard, because I'm a very experienced player. I'm still terrible at warfare, but I feel like this would actually put pressure on me, because playing normal, I know I can win, but I just feel like very hard maybe makes it more interesting. I don't know, we're just gonna roll with it. I will not play an Iron Man or anything like that. As you know, I'm not a power gamer, and I kind of like to be able to go back to a previous save if any bugs are happening, or save corruption or whatever, because that tends to ruin a series. So having the ability to go back to a previous save is quite useful. If I make any cheats, or if I use any cheats or whatever it's called, console commands, I will let you know, and perhaps even vote on it. And mostly it's just going to be to save the story. Anyway, without further ado, let's hit play. As I said, I should have probably mentioned this here. No Iron Man, and let's go. Oh my God, I am really out of touch here. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm playing as the Cherokee. Okay. Great start. So it seems I just 420 blazed this shit, but here we are as Byzantium. Welcome to the Third Odyssey. Thank you for trying out the mod. The notion is as follows. In an alternate history, the last emperor of Byzantium used all means at his disposal to gather a fleet and search for new lands to settle. How he does this, what he takes along, and the decisions he makes on his journey greatly impact the later stages of the game as the player continues with the nation. Think about your actions carefully, because what doesn't seem to do anything may have repercussions later on in the game. Seemingly easy choices may lead to new issues to deal with. I have tried to simulate interaction with the natives and the development of a technologically and philosophically advanced, fast-growing nation as fast as possible without making for boring gameplay, and I hope you will enjoy carving out your empire as more than a mere Byzantine colony, just like I enjoyed creating this experience. Closing this event will initiate the experience. Good luck and have fun! Lich Kang, the mod creator. Let's get this started. So we get Roman flight until the end of the game, more unrest, half morale of the armies, fort maintenance doesn't cost anything, oh that's good, fort defense isn't there anyways, okay, well, diplomatic relations -3, hostile core creation on us. Hostile core creation, does that mean we have to pay more? I don't actually remember how that is, or do hostiles have to pay more? I don't know. And we can release Athens from being our vassal. Interesting. Okay, that's already quite a few changes. Let's go for it. Oh, and I should mention that the most stubborn person to suggest this mod was actually my Patreon supporter, Brazidas, Vladimir. Thank you for doing this, for being so stubborn. Anyways, let's get this started. Okay, so, oh, I guess we do have to move forward. I don't think I'm gonna actually set up any rivals or stuff like this, because I do believe this does not matter. So we'll just move forward and see what happens. Maybe I am wrong. Okay, never mind. Here we are. Greek fire. I do need to pause. A Kurt librarian came forth last night. He gathered all documents, descriptions, and testimonies from the crew of fire ships. This way, he managed to combine all pieces of the puzzle required to recreate Greek fire and machinery required to use it. We could take along this knowledge and have a ship prepared to carry a prototype to go along with our fleet. What do you think, my emperor? Of course, we'll take this with us. Now, Greek fire is actually a thing that has been used to great effect to repel the Ottomans from Constantinople. So there's actually a reason Constantinople's surrounded by the Ottoman lands here and not taken, because first of all, the Theodosian walls, but also because of the Greek fire. They were very successful in blocking off this strait here. So this, I think, is something we're going to take. I do want to check out our Basileus here. He is an inspiring leader. He is greedy as well. Interesting. I don't know if I really want to take this into consideration, but we will. We will take this into consideration. So, we will take it with us, which gives us more maintenance, more cost, but also fort defense, galley combat ability. Sounds pretty good. What use is fire versus gunpowder these days? Gain ducats. Gain ships and supplies in the form of troops, ships, and base tax upon landing. Ooh, that's good too. This ruler is greedy. State revenue collection is growing increasingly iron-fisted and short-sighted under our ruler, who will stop at nothing to try to increase our income. Destroying or harming every resource of revenue the long term. You know what? I think this is how we would do this. Yeah, he wants the gold. He does not care about the long term. I feel like technically this would be better to use the Greek fire, but because we have a greedy emperor, I think we'll go with this. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, let's see what else pops up. We might also, while we're at it, we might as well reduce the maintenance. I feel like this would kind of fit as well. Alright. Yeah, let's just move on. Maybe we need a mission? I don't think we do. I don't think any of this matters. Library of Knowledge. We should consider taking copies of our ancient knowledge with us on our travels. They would benefit us greatly and serve to preserve our knowledge and technological progress. Then again, we don't have an infinite amount of space for supplies and settlers. So, knowledge is power. I like power. Or food would be nice. I like food. Now, it says here we would gain ducats, but... Are we greedy? We are short-sighted. I think we are a short-sighted man. Technology... Oh, this is so good. This is so good, but I think we are short-sighted on this one. Yep. We're just going to be the greedy man of Constantinople. I do wonder if we're actually paying anything for our fortresses. I know this is probably not as important, but we are paying something for it. Okay, well maybe we want to get rid of it then, entirely. Yeah. Alright, well we're not going to get rid of it in Constantinople, that's for sure. Anyway, the Silk of Constantinople. Long ago, emissaries brought us gifts from faraway lands, including the means to produce silk. We have preserved and protected our monopoly on European silk production ever since. We could consider taking the secret with us and destroying what's left here. If nothing else, the secret will die with us. What will expensive clothing do us? The secret will die with us. Now, are we really like this? Silk. Gain ducats. Silk production. Trade efficiency. Would give us money as well. Alright. We'll just see what I mean, what good does silk do us? Probably not much. Genoese merchants. We should get the most of our position while we still can. There are 2 proposals prepared for the Doge of Genoa. Both offer Genoese ships free passage through the Bosphorus for as long as the current emperor is in power. We can either ask them for a full payment in gold or for some of their fine ships needed to secure the sea route. Of course, we need the funds. We gain a lot of money and the deal with the Byzantines happens, or we gain ships and supplies. No. I'll take the funds. Thank you very much. Wow, we are getting very rich. In fact, is there anything we can do to get even more money? Probably. Ask for a contribution. You know what? I will do this, and I will ask for a contribution. Thank you very much. Yes. Okay, let's move on. It's not as much money as I had hoped, but it's not too bad either. Also, is this true? This is Caraman. Okay, interesting. Venice desires the Peloponnese. We have for long known the Venetians want to expand their holdings in the Aegean. We should consider offering them control of the Peloponnese for a set time, 20 years, in return for a portion of their navy and a one-time payment. This might upset our people. The lords of Athens would feel their position compromised on many flanks, but this deal would be well worth it. Well, Athens is no longer our vassal, so why would we necessarily care? So, you know what? This will make us lose stability. We gain gold, release Morea as an independent state, make Morea vassal of Venice. Oh, okay. Oh, we gain stability. No. We'll take the money. Very much so. Okay. Let's move on. And, okay, this is just a regular event, giving us extra administrative power. Okay, so Morea is a Venetian vassal, but we still have cores on these lands, so that's fine. That's all I care about. We are now only Constantinople, nothing else, and we've got tons of money. Athenian nobles are worried. The nobles of Athens are worried about our recent decisions. They demand compensation of their own in the form of land or gold. Should we pay them off? We can't. What? Well, there's not much we could have done anyway. I didn't really have a choice there. That's unfortunate. Okay, Granada demands a toll. The ruler of Granada heard of our great expedition approaching and joined up with the Moroccans to intercept and demand toll. Their fleet is still smaller than ours, but we have losses in a normal fight. With Greek fire, this will be an easy fight without losses. And it already comes to bite us in our asses. It hasn't been seen in a long time. What should we do? Well, we don't have it. Fight through it and suffer some losses. Yeah, I think we're not going to pay them any money. Yeah, fight through it, and we'll see how well we do. The Portuguese wish to strike a deal. 2 Portuguese ships sailed near our fleet today with an envoy. Their leader states that one of the ships and accompanying supplies can be used by us on our travels if we agree to share our discoveries with them. They are under the impression we are heading south to explore the coast of Africa. One of our advisors suggested that we use this opportunity to trick the nations of Europe, making them believe that we were caught up in a series of increasingly treacherous storms filled with sea monsters and that our last act was to inform them. That way, it might take some generations before their curiosity returns. Alternatively, we could inform the Portuguese of our true intentions, providing us with a potentially future ally in Europe. Okay, so good catch. Send them the wrong message. We gain 30 ducats. We gain 30 ducats either way. We should tell them where we're going. What if they discover our treachery? I don't think... It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But I think we want to keep them away from us, right? Byzantine trust. This is the last sighting of the Byzantines. Yeah, I want them to think that we're gone for good. Yep. Alright, let's go for that. And let's move on. We haven't actually moved yet. We're still in Constantinople. But apparently, like, on our way already, somewhere over here. A storm approaches. It has been many weeks of good sailing. We were smart to take far more supplies than required. Okay, so that's good. A storm approaches now, though, and it looks like we'll get caught by whatever we do. After a long struggle, we passed through it, however. It took one of the treasure ships. It took one of the supply ships. So I could decide what it... okay. You know what? I'm just gonna... Well, actually, that's not smart, is it? I know... Should I flip a coin? Sure, let's flip a coin. And I just go with this one. Alright. A great catastrophe has occurred. After surviving the great storm, a number of crew throughout the fleet became stricken with severe phthisis. What? Tuberculosis. Despite the best efforts of our greatest physicians, Emperor Johannes VIII also fell victim to the disease. While some say that it is just an unfortunate tragedy, others say that it is divine punishment for fleeing Constantinople in its darkest hour. Regardless, Johannes' son Constantinos has been crowned emperor and will finish what his father started. Good luck to him. So we get our stability back. That's very nice. And we will get Constantinos as our new emperor. But he's quite different. He's righteous and expansionist. I think this... Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. This is part of the mod. Okay, so we have no air. We lost stability again. And we have a new emperor. Yeah, that makes sense. The Pantheon worship. The storm lies a few days behind us now, leaving many at the edge of despair. A cleric asked to see you, and you invited him into your quarters. He's a very charismatic man, capable of inspiring men in the face of death, and he served us well in the armies fighting against the Ottomans, so it seems strange that he of all men would suggest such a thing, returning to worshipping the old gods, the Roman and Hellenic gods. He says he studied our history and noticed a downward trend ever since the first emperor converted to Christianity. He states that despite being the servants of God, he did not help defend Jerusalem or Constantinople from the Muslims, and the recent storm can only illustrate the temper of Poseidon. If there are gods, he continued, they must be as flawed and ill-tempered as the old Hellenic gods. We would be best to appease them rather than speak to a god that may listen, but seems not to care. Now, we could become Hellenic, a new state religion, lose 25 legitimacy, which we have plenty of, or, that's a good one, gain stability and prestige. Now, this really is righteous. We'll be less likely to question our authority. And we are expansionist. So this is basically just what I want. And I personally think having Hellenic gods, it's a new religion. I want to see how that one works. So I'm gonna go with this one. I like it more anyways. It's more interesting because there's different gods that all have their stories. I've just been to Greece, so I've learned of a lot of the mythology, and it's really, really interesting. And apparently we can pick a deity right now, and I feel like since we're on our way, we should pick Poseidon right now, because apparently the storm was causing our father to die. So yeah, let's go with Poseidon. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, also it's giving us global settler increase. I didn't even see this, but that makes even more sense for expansionist. That was actually... Yeah, this is perfect. Alright, cool. Let's move on, though. The settlement. Ooh, okay. So apparently we've done it. We've lost the Reconquest Casus Belli. Why is that? Oh, we've lost our cause. Interesting. Some of our ships went ahead and founded a preliminary camp. The main fleet will arrive to unload cargo later. All things considered, this expedition couldn't have gone much better. We're lucky to have found land with enough supplies left to last a year. We gained a settlement in a new world. And we also lost money on the way. That must be the toll we paid. Yeah, okay. The Empire of Elysia happens. Okay. And there we are. We've lost knowledge of Byzantium. And there we are now. The Empire of Elysia. We have finally arrived at new coasts with no other settlements in sight. We have gained and lost ships on the way, and now is when it becomes clear what impact this has had. Every bit of knowledge and technology has cost us dearly in manpower and supplies. There was only so much we could take along. In the meantime, the Ottomans have probably invaded what was left of our home. Let us hope we made the right choices. Form a new nation with corresponding ideas and technology, and gain base tax, troops, ships, and modifiers depending on your choices. That is really cool. To start off with a base tax of 10. Neo-Constantinopolis. New Constantinople. We have maize here. We're Greek and Hellenic. And we have a new flag. We're green now. But we still have the same kind of eagle. Double-headed eagle. This is cool. So, I wonder if we get even more of this is the base. Okay. Our new home. With the help of our oracles, we have been able to read the signs given by the gods through flocks of birds. Even before arriving in these new lands, the gods has sent us these signs and instructed us to name our nation thus. Let us celebrate with wine and geese. Okay, so yeah, that has changed already. Imperial cult. With the recent conversion of Elysia to Hellenism, the time has come for the emperor to choose his patron deity, proving to the people that his rule is legitimate in the eyes of the gods. Now, I think I have already done that, right? Oh, actually, we now have Hermes here. Okay, well, I was... we could go for Zeus, missionary strength and religious unity, yearly legitimacy and chance of new heir, Poseidon, global settler increase, Hades, stability cost, morale, tech cost, and then yeah, well, I guess we're gonna keep with Poseidon here. Yeah, I already picked that anyways. Local natives appreciate our pantheon. That is amazing. The Romans were known to tolerate other religious pantheons and even incorporate them in their own. Worship of Gallic or especially Egyptian gods by true Romans was not at all that uncommon. This makes it easier for us to accept and share knowledge of the gods. The natives seem to appreciate our beliefs and recognize some of their own gods, spirits and heroes in different shapes. This is good. We're making friends. I like it. Forgotten homelands. We are no longer aware of what goes on in our ancient homelands. Now oblivious to the old world, we can focus on the new world ahead of us. Okay, so our homeland is no longer... Wow, we don't see anything in the world. That is kind of scary. I mean, we should have maybe capped the map or something. Our heir is now a tactical genius. And eager settlers have happened to us. Global settler increase plus 500. Okay. Those are some very eager settlers. That makes the other bonuses we have negligible. But okay. Sim Basileus. Oh, that's his title. Konstantinos Palaiologos. He's not that good. But yeah, we shall see. And eager explorers. Okay, those are all the things we get. We get an extra colonist. The lands we have discovered still remain mostly unknown, but that did not stop our explorers, who without much trouble explored the area around the capital. Okay. Very nice. And we can now start colonizing. Now, I do wonder when the events stop, which seems to be the case right now. Okay, so what do we have? We've got 30 development, which is not bad at all. And where should we start colonizing? This is both farmlands. I think this is the only... Oh, we can't send any colonists. Oh, that's because I need to set a native policy. Native coexistence. We are adopting a live and let live attitude towards natives, which will decrease the chances of native uprisings. Native trading policy. I think this is what we want. Establish colonies with greater intent, have special objectives when starting wars. I feel like we're gonna take a medium stance here. We're definitely not gonna be repressive. I think we're gonna go with trading policy. I think this makes the most sense. Go for it. And now we could send a colonist here or here. Both as 5 development. I don't think it matters much, but I'll take the bay. I think this is better. Yeah. Let's move forward. And salvaging the fleet. Upon landing, unloading the last of the cargo from the remaining ships, our sailors realized that our fleet had taken much more damage in the storm than we had originally thought, and it is in need of urgent repair. There is a debate occurring among the people of the usefulness of repairing the fleet at all, as it will be expensive to repair and maintain. The alternative is that we break down the ships for wood, which we can then use to help build the local infrastructure, such as roads and housing, or for building a basic wooden palisade around the settlement to help protect us from native incursions. Break down the ships to improve the local infrastructure, gain base tax and a bark. Break down the ships and use them to build fortifications, gain a castle, or sell them to traders to use them as trading vassals. We gain sailors, ducats, and a ship deal, or keep the ships we might need them. We gain a lot of barks. I think we're going to break them down and improve the local infrastructure. We do have, well then again, we have picked Poseidon as our spirit animal, I would have said, but that's obviously not correct. Deity. The god of the waves, the pacifier of the sea. His divine intervention can sink ships or save them. Ever since he calmed the great storm during the Elysian crossing, he has been seen as the patron for those who wish to travel beyond our borders. Okay. So, I mean, we are going to keep a ship here. We get one ship. Here we don't get any oh, we do get a ship as well. Sell them to traders to use them as trading vassals. Or we keep all of them. Byzantine ships. You know what? I want the infrastructure. We'll go for it. Yep, okay, very nice. And, wow, 550 settlers per year. That is pretty exceptional. New World crop. As we explore Elysia, we notice several unknown plants and crops that seem native to this new world. One of these newly found crops that we deem to call maize seems to have been cultivated by the natives of the region in a most interesting way alongside beans and squash, in a technique called the Three Sisters. We have started to make progress in not only trading for this new plant, but also adapting the natives' planting techniques as our own. Okay, we need as much food as we can get. Very nice. Now this is what we start off with here, so we're actually making a little bit more money from it now. That is lovely. And I think we should maybe pick some advisors as well. Why are we losing money? We do have a ship here. Are you able to protect a trade? Oh, yes, you are. Okay, well, we'll do that. And we'll increase the fleet maintenance. We definitely need to do something about our army, because that seems a little bit big. Okay, yeah. Court factions influence the ruler. We could use more soldiers. Interesting. And we should maybe improve relations with some neighboring realms, or we can see the great powers. We are sadly not one of them, but we will be soon, I suppose. Let's do this first. Let's improve relations. Some of them like us, some do not, but that's okay. We do have our religion here, Hellenic. That's so cool. And what kind of regular bonuses does it give anyways? Does it give any regular bonuses? Tolerance of heretics, missionary strength, and local missionary strength. Okay, good. That should make converting things easier. And we should also not hire mercenaries. I should probably be sending someone on a trade node here. Collect from trade. That's all we can do. Yeah, that's the only trade node we can reach so far. But that's fine. And we should, as I said, maybe get an advisor while we have barely enough money to do that. Improving stability could be useful. Oh, the Elysian Empire is giving us extra costs. Let me see. Extra stability cost, yearly legitimacy though, and monthly autonomy change. We are exiled with extra tech cost, institution spread, cavalry to infantry ratio. Interesting. We've got our eager settlers, no merchant class. Provincial trade power modifier. Oh, wow. Don't have a place in our community. We need to settle and survive. No one has time to manage trade other than the most basic needs. Oh, that's cool. Constraint resources. Manpower shortage. Addition supplies. Ah, this is good. But this is only for a few years. For 30 years. Huh. And then we have this new world. Okay, well, we have landed in the new world. I think this is a good place to stop the first episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.